Okay, everybody, welcome back to the show. This is the SledgeHammer Sports Network presentation of the SledgeHammer Wrestling Show Monday Night Raw Review. I am your host, Nick Nightmare, and here we are again, everybody. How you doing out there in YouTube land and on VidMe when I post this after the live stream has concluded? Thank you guys for joining me again so much. What can I say about Raw? You know, the power of positivity reigned supreme, as I hoped it would not. And this is what we get. This is now our longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions of all time. And I have a problem with this, as I have a problem with most things, and some people might say I'm being a little too picky. And I'm going to leave this up here just for a minute or two because I just want you guys to have something to focus on as I explain to you that these three men that you see before you, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E, who I've never been a Big E fan of. I just cannot compare the reigns of the New Day to that of Demolition. You're talking about a team that defended their title probably at least 24 times within their 400-plus day reign, and against some of the greatest tag teams that have ever stepped foot inside the squared circle. And you want to compare this run to that run? You really think that this is worthy of it? Now, I love the New Day. I have 2 New Day t-shirts, which I have yet to wear on this show. Not because I do not want to support the New Day. I've just grown a little tired of the act. It needs to be freshened up. They've become like the John Cena of the tag team division, whereas all they seem to do every month is change their colors. And now they're going to holiday theme every single Booty-O's t-shirt, as we've had a Halloween-themed Booty-O's cereal t-shirt, and now there is a Christmas one. So take a good look. Look at that face. I can't stand his face. I just can't. This is our historic, and this is our new longest reigning WWE champions in the tag team divisions of all time. It's just ridiculous to me. I was hoping that this was going to end up differently, but it did not. Let's get back to my handsome face here. How we doing, everybody? And, you know, I was watching Raw tonight, as most of us were, and I was taking my notes for the show. I sit down with my little pad and my little pen, and, you know, I try not to fall asleep, as has happened in the past. And, you know, it keeps me a little more engaged. But it's very hard to keep notes on a show that is just absolutely boring you to tears. Now, it started off well. I didn't expect it to start with a tag team match, but it did. And we had the New Day versus Sheamus and Cesaro versus Gallows and Anderson. And this match was very, very good. It was way better than what I anticipated we were going to get. And Cesaro stole the fucking show. He was a one-man wrecking machine. This guy was unbelievable. He showed in this match why he should be featured and one of the greatest superstars that they have on the Raw roster. He almost took out every single person all on his own. He won this match almost single-handedly. We had a lot of great combination maneuvers between him and Sheamus. coming together, starting to gel as a team, just as we thought they were going to drift away. And I hoped against all hope that they were going to pull this off. I knew they weren't going to give it to Gallows and Anderson because they don't give them fucking anything except the mat. They give the mat to their backs. That's all you get, guys. I'm sorry. You deserve better, but the WWE doesn't see value in you. I guess since they took AJ from you, they want nothing to do with you guys, and they're just using you as filler in a very lackluster and underwhelming tag team division. And while we're on that little subject, let's fast forward to the main event of the evening. Now, as you can tell from the beginning of this broadcast, the New Day won the match. And it was a very good finish, actually. I just was hoping that they would lose. And the main event would be a secondary tag team title opportunity for Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, which is made by Stephanie McMahon, because during the celebration of their win of the match we just talked about, the New Day sprays Stephanie down with some champagne. Now, I snickered at this. It was entertaining. She got all, Stephanie McMahon-y and started screaming and made the McMahon shock face that they do. She looks just like her old man when it happens. And it was very entertaining. And we have Stephanie bump into Kevin Owens in the back, who says, the New Day, they deserve to get what's coming to them. This should never have happened to you. And he has an idea. And his idea ultimately is to have him and his best friend, Y2J Chris Jericho, take on the New Day and have them defend their titles again, guaranteeing Stephanie that they would win the match and punish them the way they should be punished. I loved it. And I immediately said to myself that the New Day is not walking out of here tonight as the tag champs. I threw up a Twitter poll, and about 55% of the people did not agree with me. Everybody thought that the New Day was going to retain, as they did, but I was hopeful. I was hopeful for something new, for a little bit of a shake-up of sorts, and how cool would it have been to have them come just this close, and then have that be the catalyst for the New Day to maybe snap and become a little different. Not be so happy. Be a little quirky. Be a little crazy. Get that crazy eye going on. Because you were this close to being the greatest of all time, and it got taken away from you at the 0 hour with just minutes to go. That would have been amazing. And then you could have had the New Day turn heel even. Or you wouldn't have had to turn them heel. You could have, like I said, just made them get a little more violent, a little more vicious, and this would have been the reasoning for that. And maybe establish them as what they want to be looked at as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And, let's be honest, in the modern era, that has to be true. But if you want to encompass it in the entirety of the history of the WWE, that's just not true. It's just not the case. There are countless tag teams that should come before them when it comes to the discussion of the greatest of all time. And now Michael Cole, who continues to just be fucking dreadful, is just going to regurgitate this nonsense every single time the New Day comes out on screen. Every Monday night we're going to hear the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. The greatest tag team champions of all time. I can hear it now. I believe he already friggin' did it about 6 times tonight between the first victory and the subsequent victory in the main event, going up against Kevin Owens and Y2J Chris Jericho. And Mick Foley would add a 2-man Shield team, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And as soon as they were added to the match, I thought for sure that they were going to win. So that's something the WWE would totally do. They will put every single title on Roman Reigns because that's their guy. And they love him so. And the fans in Philly, as history will show, continue to not be kind to Roman Reigns. The boos that this man got when he came out made me want to lower my TV screen. It was unbelievable. And it made for the end of the show, having him standing tall over the current Universal Champion, holding up both belts, just made it seem very underwhelming because nobody in the crowd cared. Nobody cared. And it's sad that the show had to go off on such a sad note. And, you know, that match, the secondary match, was not as good as the first match. That first match with Cesaro, like I said, they just blew it up. They lit the whole crowd on fire, and then they slowly but surely fell asleep one segment at a time, with the exception of one great moment that actually happened. We had a great moment that happened tonight on Raw. Although I was hoping for it to take a different turn than it did, and the way they made us believe that it was going to happen when Sami Zayn came down to the ring and confronted Mick Foley about being held back and about not being allowed to be given his shot against Braun Strowman. And he got very personal with Mick Foley, getting in his face, screaming and getting so deeply emotional that he was losing his voice in anger, pleading with Mick Foley, give me this match or let me go. And Mick Foley says, I have so much respect for you, Sami Zayn. I'm going to call Daniel Bryan right now, and we're going to arrange a trade. My brain goes all over the place because I want Sami Zayn to go to SmackDown. He will be so much better there. And we've talked about it many times on this podcast. Many people have talked about it on their podcasts, respectively. Sami Zayn would fit perfectly right on the SmackDown roster. He would immediately be input into the Intercontinental title picture, where he would firmly plant his feet, probably win the Intercontinental belt, and do it justice, and defend it in classic match after classic match. So that was my hope. But here's what we get instead, everybody. We get Mick Foley coming out and telling Sami Zayn that he spoke with Daniel Bryan, and they arranged a trade. And he is trading Sami Zayn to SmackDown to somebody with equal value. Somebody of equal value. My brain automatically is going Baron Corbin. Maybe a shift for Apollo Crews back. Something to shake it up a little bit. And Mick Foley says, we traded you for Eva Marie. Eva fucking Marie. I didn't know what to think. I had so many emotions going on through my body that I almost exploded. Because I was angry. I was amused. I thought it was kind of funny for a minute. But I was pissed. Like, really? Equal value? Like, that is so wrong. And you could see it in Sammy's face that he gets fired up. And he comes back at Mick Foley. Eva Marie? I'm worth 100 Eva Maries. I'm worth 1,000 Eva Maries. 1,000 Eva Maries is still not worth a half of a dog shit. But that's just my opinion. And then Mick Foley would reveal the big swerve, which was, you see that look in your eye right now? This is where you need to be. This is what I'm doing for you. I'm motivating you with this bullshit story. You think I'm going to trade you? I don't want to trade you. I want you to be fired up. I need you to have a passion burning inside of you. Like he needed to be fired up even more. But I understand where Mick Foley was coming from with this. And he brought Sami Zayn to the point that he needs to be to battle a monster the size of Braun Strowman. So Mick Foley says on Sunday, I want to see this look in your eye. Remember the way you feel. Remember this feeling and bring it with you in your match against Braun Strowman at Roadblock. So let's see how that goes down this Sunday. The only really good segment on this whole entire show. Like I said, the first match of the night was great. The last match of the night was okay. But this segment was Monday Night Raw tonight. Without this, I'm definitely sleeping because I was feeling it. We had 2 unnecessary cruiserweight matches. You know, TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick were given about 10 minutes, give or take, the entrances away. There was a lot of storyline for the cruiserweights. There was an interview segment, which was longer than the matches, actually. They give them more time on the mic than they give them on the mat to entertain us with their skills, and they give them the microphone where they're not that skilled, and it just comes off a little awkward and rehearsed and read, as you see everybody looking at their cue cards. Why can't they ever just put the cue card behind the person that they're talking to? Can somebody explain to me that? Why does the cue cards have to be down low on the floor or down by the camera? That's like me. Here I am, engaged with you, talking to you. But let's imagine here that Blue is the person I'm talking to, and I'm looking here and talking to Blue. Well, you know, Mr. Blue, when I get you in the ring, no. You can see it, and it's not natural. Why they can't just put them behind the person that they're talking to so it looks like they're constantly in the line of sight and they're not reading. But what do I know? I'm just a schmuck on YouTube. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked here. But the cruiserweights, again, definitely underutilized. But there was one shining little moment for my very strange little man, Jack Gallagher, who decided he was going to intervene in Ariya Daivari's match with Lince Dorado tonight. And being the gentleman that he is, he didn't just come running down and jump in there and ragtag Daivari all over the ring. That's not what happened here. He comes out and he has a microphone and he says, I am a gentleman, and being a gentleman, I would like to announce my intent to interfere in this match right now. It was fantastic. I've never seen anything like it. It was just great to see something so different like that. And then, you know, he had his little arm behind him. He was very, proper, very gentlemanly, very British. English, however you want to describe it. I apologize if I'm wrong. I don't know the difference really, except geographically. Britain is here, England is in Britain. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't fucking know anything. Shut up. School was a long time ago, okay? I haven't been to school in a while. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on my daughter's stuff so I can refresh my memory. Anyway, Jack Gallagher's fucking fantastic. He comes out there. He interferes in this match. The only bad thing was this match was only given 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes before Jack Gallagher came out and ended up stopping this match by interference, getting Daivari disqualified. And only good part for the cruiserweights. And it was about 2 minutes worth of TV time. And we'll see the results of that altercation probably tomorrow night following SmackDown on 205 Live. What else did we have? We had a very useless segment with Seth Rollins. And apparently he has a talk show now, The Rollins Report. If this has come up before, it's been so lackluster that I do not remember it. I know what the highlight reel is. I know The Cutting Edge. I know Piper's Pit. I know all the classics. I don't remember hearing of The Rollins Report and it having a logo and the whole 9 yards. And the fucking, talk show mat in the ring. Since when? Anyway. He again calls out Triple H, to which there's no answer. He gets crickets. And Triple H isn't in the building, so why are you calling him out? You know he's not there. It's just stupid to me. And who really cares by now? Do you care? I don't fucking care. Whatever happens between them is going to happen between them. I really don't give a shit. It's been too long. This is way past due. Should have culminated itself in Survivor Series. Are you out of your mind? You gonna prolong this thing even past the Royal Rumble? Are you gonna dare try to make this a WrestleMania match? Triple H has to be at WrestleMania this year? He don't have to be at WrestleMania this year. We got a nice full roster this year. Last year, what did we have? We had everybody go down. About 1 month out from WrestleMania, who did we have? Everybody was hurt. We needed Triple H. And in the end, what did we get? Probably one of the worst WrestleMania main events ever. Come on. Triple H and Seth Rollins, this whole thing needed to be explained months ago. It has not. We don't need to see it now. And I could care less. If it does happen, I'm not really going to be too hyped for it. Because what's he going to do? He's going to lay down for Seth Rollins. He's going to put him over. If he doesn't put him over, then he just becomes like everybody else, who just comes in here and squashes these kids before they have a chance to really grow. Because who's going to be the next big guy? I know who they want it to be, but you're fighting against the current, and it's not going to happen. The last guy that was going to be the next guy, like there's an echelon in the WWE, and you have your Rocks and your Stone Colds and your Undertakers and your Triple H. Like that's the upper echelon of the Attitude Era. Following that, who did you have? You had guys like Kurt Angle. You had Eddie Guerrero, who unfortunately left this world too soon. And, you know, guys like Booker T were around. And well-established names, Rey Mysterio. These were the upper echelon of the next phase. And then you had like guys like Batista and Randy Orton who were almost viewed in that same light. Randy probably more so than Big Dave. But there's nobody in the John Cena stratosphere. John Cena has ascended to heights that only guys like Hogan and Flair know. You know, and they don't have that guy. Maybe they do. Maybe AJ Styles is that guy now. But that guy was Daniel Bryan. He was set to be the next big mega superstar. It was written in the cards, man. It was there. It may still be there if he's ever allowed to get back in the ring, which I don't think it'll ever happen. But we can hope. And if he ever does mount a comeback, even if it's just for one match, it may just solidify him as the guy that would have been next in line for John Cena's spot. And how odd that they ended up involved with the same family, as both of them are dating the Bellas, as we know. But after this, he's announced his guest to be Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out, and the only thing of note here is that he mentioned the matchup of the main event. He pretty much told Seth Rollins, I don't give a shit what you have to say. The only reason I'm out here is to tell you that, you know, Stephanie put me and Jericho in a match against the New Day in the main event tonight. There was nothing else of importance in this whole segment. So he calls out Triple H, and he gets Kevin Owens. And then Kevin Owens announces the main event, and that's it. That was your Rollins report. It was useless. Again, my notes now are getting loose and lackluster because I just am almost tapping out here. We had another cruiserweight match. We had Brian Kendrick and TJ Perkins in another rematch. Who cares? We've seen this particular match 4 times already, and you're going to give it to us again. You gave them a little more time, but you know what? I just don't like TJ Perkins, and I can't tell you why. I don't know if it's his haircut or his goofy 80s getup, his stupid glasses, or his stupid name, TJ Perkins. It sounds like a fucking restaurant I used to eat at. No. Or is it his goofy gamer gimmick with that ridiculous 8-bit music? No, I don't mind a good 8-bit song, but come on, guy. Really? And you come out doing your little dab? Stop it. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the dab. Because you're fucking 37 years old. And you're doing shit that, like, 18-year-olds do. I don't dab. Come on. We're past that. That's not for my generation. I'm sorry. It's just not. And this guy comes out and he does it. He does it during his match. But you look like a 12-year-old, but you are 30-something years old. I don't know. I obviously, as you can tell by this little tirade, I don't like TJ Perkins. I don't mind Brian Kendrick. I'm used to him. I remember him from when he was the once longest reigning SmackDown Tag Team Champion with Paul London back in the day. But I'd be much more interested in seeing these other guys, especially if you're going to give them some time. You gave these guys, I don't know if it was a full 10, maybe it was 8 minutes, plus entrances, but you gave me time to watch and kind of get into this match, but it was nothing that I hadn't already seen from these two guys. Would have much rather have seen maybe Lince Dorado go up against Brian Kendrick, or have Daivari go up against TJ Perkins, or maybe you have Daivari and Lince Dorado actually go 12 minutes before Jack Gallagher comes out and's like, you know what? I'm going to come out here and I'm going to fuck with this guy now. He's putting on a great match. He might even win this thing. I'm going to come out and mess this up for him the way he's been fucking with me the last couple of weeks. That would have been infinitely better idea than what they gave us. Two short-sighted matches in the Cruiserweight division that were absolutely useless in the show overall. Absolutely useless. We had a package to promote the women's match that is coming up at Roadblock. Now, this is a very hotly contested topic in the world of pro wrestling. Why is that? Well, because there are some of us that see this feud for what it is, and then there are others that are probably fans or just are for some reason enjoying what they're seeing, that we're coming down on different sides of the spectrum when it comes to our view of Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. And this package that they showed tonight only illustrates further a point that I've made on this show many times, which is whoever the guy is at WWE or whatever the team is over there that puts together these fucking promo packages, they are unbelievable. They took the 6 months of shit that we were given, put it to a Hailstorm song backdrop. I think it's their new single, probably, obviously. And to promote this Iron Man match for these two women, the package was absolutely fantastic. It made it look like something you wouldn't want to miss. And those of us that have endured it live and in real time know that it was nowhere near as good as they made that look. And you have to give them props. And I will continue to do so every time they put something on the screen that ends up giving me chills. And that is presentation. It was flawless. It was absolutely a beautiful thing to watch, because growing up and watching wrestling, that was always, at least for me, one of my favorite parts of the show, which is when you get that recap right before you go into that big show. You're watching SummerSlam, you've been going through months and months of stuff between, let's just say, for example, Jake the Snake and Randy Savage. All year long, back and forth, back and forth. And then right before the match, you got that little 2-minute reminder of everything you've seen, all encompassed to the tune of a very awesome song, usually in a rock genre of some type. And it was magical. It was fucking magical. I live for those little moments. And the fact that we didn't see them on TV, and if we did, I missed them for some reason. Maybe I was playing the match game with my daughter, which I was at one point during the show. But I didn't take my eyes off the screen that much. But I don't remember seeing them on the screen. I don't remember hearing them outside of this promotional package. And while we're on that subject, I want to make a quick mention that last Monday, I received and did the unboxing for my barbershop window package. And I am once again going to show you. Look at this shit. Dana Brooke, Get Off My TV shirt I bought from Barbershop Window, my off the script buddy JD. And since I bought this shirt, this fat Miss Piggy bitch has not been on Monday Night Raw. So maybe there's some power in these shirts, huh? I don't know. At least as long as I've had mine, she hasn't been around, so something good is happening, and I can't wait. I cannot wait for him to make his next one. I'm not going to say who it might be, because he kind of hinted at who might be coming in version 5. And if he does who I think he's going to do, it's going to make a beautiful, beautiful addition to my collection. And you'll see the other ones, don't worry, because I have a few. And they will be on this show, because they deserve airtime just as much as I do. And now my notes go completely insane, because I wrote down this match, which showed after the women's package, which was Bayley versus Alicia Fox again. And Alicia Fox is all mad and stuff, and like, don't look at Cedric, like, 'cause I love him and stuff. No, come on, guy. Who's writing this shit? I know he just fired the head writer for the women's division over there, but whoever did tonight's show didn't do any better. And I'm just going to chalk it up to Vince McMahon. That was probably him and Dunn. Kevin Dunn's like, well, what did we used to do? Well, the girls used to fight over the boys, so let's make Alicia this jealous rage woman. Come on. You could come up with something better than that. Bayley don't give two fucks about Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric the Entertainer, Cedric Alexander. Holy shit, was that a flub? And we are live, so I can't do anything about that. Cedric the Entertainer Alexander. That is now his name. Now and forever. On the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. I'm sorry about that one. Holy shit, you guys. That was fucking funny. I never forgot where I was going with that. Cedric Alexander. Right, okay. Bayley doesn't give a shit about Cedric Alexander. So why Alicia Fox is getting her panties in a bunch over her saying hello to him and stuff is just making her look like a real crazy broad. And it's not. I'm not digging it. I don't care. And that's all I have written down. And the rest of the show wasn't worth mentioning. What are we going to talk about? How Braun Strowman beat the hell out of Curtis Axel before the whole Sami Zayn Mick Foley thing? Come on. The show was terrible, as usual. One gigantic highlight being the Sami Zayn promo. And although they teased the fact that he was going to SmackDown and took it away from me, I was pleased in the way that they twisted that, and I'm thinking that maybe they'll actually let Sammy be the guy to fell the beast. But then again, this is WWE, so probably not. What else did we have tonight? I'm trying to rack my brain. There's nothing worth talking about. They promoted for weeks that Emelina was coming, and we got no fucking Emelina. What was that about? Why? I don't understand. It's not like she looks that different anyway. What's the big fucking deal? What's the delay? Are you really doing the Kurt Hawkins thing? Because nobody cared about that either. We just want this over with so that we have another woman who can wrestle on the roster. Emelina. Get the fuck out of here. Give me evil Emma. Give me back Emma, who had that awesome music. And she wasn't popping bubbles, she was popping lips. Popping ass. Emelina. Give me a break. So what else am I missing? I don't think there's anything else we need to really cover as far as Raw goes, you guys, because the most important thing of the night and the theme of the night was the New Day. The New Day rules all, and the power of positivity reigns supreme. And I can't be that upset, but I'm not happy about it. I wish for something better out of the creative instead of just going with the standard old regular bullshit. But there you go. That's what you get. And this was the Monday Night Raw review from the SledgeHammer Sports Network and the SledgeHammer Wrestling Show. I want to thank you guys for joining me. And this live broadcast has been fun. I'm going to try to continue to go live. I know that in real time my computer doesn't really show me the stats properly, and the chat window doesn't open up. So if you guys have been talking in the chat and doing all that stuff, thank you. But I can't see it because my rig fucking sucks, which is why I need you guys to donate to the live streams when we're going. We have a donation link down below. As you see, if you were reading the crawl, I have it up there so you could see. There is a donation link down below for the future. If you're watching and you want to donate to the show, we have little pre-monetized donations that are down there for $1 for certain monetizations, and you can get cool little things that pop up, and you could be part of the show. Write in and have your comments pop up on the show, and I can interact with you live as we're here on YouTube. So we have that to do for the next time as well. I am Nick Nightmare, as I like to keep saying. This is my boy Blue, the Snowball Microphone. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow for the SmackDown Live 205 Live double review. We'll see you there.